नान्यम गुणेभ्य कर्तारम यदा दृष्टा अनुपश्यति गुणेभ्यश्च परम वेत्ति मद्भावम सो अधिगच्छति. Hello friends, this is the 19th Shloka of the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this Shloka in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the Shloka says, Nanyam gunebhya kartaram, which means no other doer than the qualities. Yada drishta anupashyati, which means when the observer sees. Gunebhyascha param vetti, which means and knowing that beyond the qualities, madbhavansu adhigacchati, he goes to my nature. So a very important message is being conveyed by Sri Krishna over here. He is saying that when a person is able to see that all the actions happen over here by the three qualities of nature, then he becomes capable to go beyond these qualities, and therefore he attains the nature of Sri Krishna. So if you refer to the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, then over there you will see that Sri Krishna has explained about the doer and the non-doer. So to understand this statement of Sri Krishna, you need to basically refer to that chapter. You have to basically use the reference of that chapter to understand this message. So in chapter 4, we understood that an action in itself is not very important. What is more important is the feeling behind that action. So this basically means that whenever we perform an action with an attachment to a certain feeling, then basically that action is the thing which is in reality an action. So if you just feel about something and you don't really act physically, then also you have performed an action. So that was something that we understood in that chapter. So as an example, let's say that your friend is very sick and you pray for his wellness. So physically you have not really done anything. You've basically just mentally prayed for the wellness of your friend. But by just praying, you have also performed an action. And wishing well for others definitely is a sattvic action. So you have basically performed a sattvic action by praying for the friend of yours who is sick. So this is happening because whenever we attach to a certain feeling, then what we do is we leave an impression in our mind, and this impression in the mind then comes back and motivates us to perform an action. So that's why by joining to a certain quality of nature, we have performed an action in that sense. So wishing well for other is a sattvic, is an action which is associated with sattvic quality. So by wishing for your friend, you basically left a sattvic impression in your mind, and so you became attached to the sattvic quality, and in that way you performed an action. So in the previous chapter we understood that all actions happen in Prakriti, while Purusha is just an observer who is observing these actions. So we know that we are all basically Purusha, but by association with the qualities of Prakriti, we have started identifying ourselves with Prakriti, and we think that we are nature. So that wishing, that wishing that was performed for the friend was an action which was performed by association with the sattvic quality. So the action was not really performed by the Purush, it was actually performed by Prakriti. Why? Because that thinking, that wishing was carried out in the mind, and mind is basically the part of Prakriti. By association with the Prakriti, we foolishly started to think that we are performing that action, but actually the action was performed by the Prakriti. The only thing that we did was that we associated ourselves with the quality of Prakriti. So we associated ourselves with the Sattva quality of Prakriti, and then this action of wishing well happened in Prakriti itself. So that is what Sri Krishna is saying over here, that we associate ourselves with these three qualities, and then these three qualities by themselves perform an action. And a person who is able to see that, it's only these three qualities which are actually playing out, while the Purush who is behind, he is not really acting on anything, he is just associating with these qualities. If the Purush can stop associating with these qualities, then he will basically go back to his true nature, which is calm, which does nothing, which is basically all latent, calm, and quiet. So we will understand more on this in the next shlok. What we have to understand over here in this shlok is that all the actions are actually happening in Prakriti, and they are happening by the interplay of these qualities. The Purush only attaches to these qualities and then foolishly starts to think that he is acting. So that was the message of this shlok. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you with that. I'll close this video. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.